We had grabbed one of the outer mooring balls, and it occurred to me that I'd like to swim ashore to get some exercise. Well, that made the swim a bit longer. With snorkel gear and fins, the swim is pretty easy. One time I went by myself, the second time I had Georgia in tow, and what I mean by that is that I towed her in with me. I was pretty tired after those 2 round-trip swims, but where else can you swim from your boat to a white sandy beach? It's totally worth it.
What's that?
My pickling pan. It's my pickling pan. I don't make pickles, but I use to pickle the water maker.
Have fun.
My purple pan is what I use to pickle the water maker. This pan is shallow and fits well in the bilge to add sodium metabisulfite to pickle the water maker. Another day comes to a close, and we are blessed with another amazing sunset. One of the wonderful things about being on the water is that the sunsets are typically visible on the horizon, as there are no buildings, topography, or other stuff in the way of the view. We have nice sunsets at home as well, that are often missed as we tend to get busy with stuff and not be present in that moment. And we are going ashore for dinner. This evening we are going to visit the Indigo Beach House. We were fortunate to get a table as we didn't have reservations, and yet they made room for us. Thank you very much. On the way back to the dinghy dock, we could hear Rohan playing at Quito's, so we stopped in and got a little video of him playing. I am drawn to steel drum music, so I really can't help myself. You know, they say if you don't know how to tie a knot, tie a lot of them. When going ashore in a dinghy, always bring a flashlight. Very often the roads are not well lit, and it is nice to see where we are walking, and to be able to see how to untie the dinghy. There, we are free. Okay, honey. Want to climb in, sweetie? Frigate birds are black pterodactyl-like birds that soar the skies on light breezes with hardly a flap, using its forked tail to steer. These master aerialists are also pirates of the sky, stealing food from other birds in midair. The magnificent frigate bird spends most of its life flying over the ocean. It rarely lands on the water, even though it has webbed feet, because unlike other seabirds, it lacks waterproof feathers. We're leaving Cane Garden Bay. Georgia has taken us off the ball. We had 2 lovely days and nights here, with some of the best weather this trip. Now we will make the 12 nautical mile trip back to Road Town. We are entering the Sir Francis Drake Channel, and the wind is blowing a little. Traveling into a swell often requires a slight reduction in boat speed to keep the ride comfortable and not wear out the boat with the hobby horsing. 14 knots of wind. Motoring at 5.7, 6.5 over ground. Not sure the boat speed is actually registering properly. We're on a mooring ball outside of the docks, waiting for some space for us. So we took down the helm enclosure. Boat looks naked without its windshield. We are at the dock now and are greeted by a lovely sunrise. As you know, I film the sunrises so Georgia can see them. There's no way she's getting up this early just for that, but I do want to share them with her, so here I am, making sure she has a full experience even when she sleeps in. You can hear the halyards slapping in the wind. It's very common to hear this in a charter fleet. We have gotten the routine down on how to prepare the boat in terms of getting our personal effects put away and preparing the boat for charter use. So we have some free time, and we're going to take a cab to Long Bay for some more exploration. Long Bay is 13.5 kilometers, or about 8.4 miles from the dock in Road Town, and is about a 25-minute cab ride. It is on the west end of the island on the north shore. It is a scenic drive along the water's edge on the south side of the island, then over the mountain to the north shore, making our way to Long Bay. We arrived at the Long Bay Beach Resort. We had no plan and had no idea what to expect. So we walked down the beach, looked around, and decided that it was time for lunch. So we headed back to the beachside diner for some lunch, which was lovely with the sound of the waves and the nice breeze. After lunch, and ignoring the 30-minute rule after eating before going swimming, I went out for a swim in the surf. I walked out slow, and the warm Caribbean sea was inviting. It's been a while since I've been in a surf, so I took my time walking out. But it was a gentle surf, and it was quite easy to swim in. We gathered our things and went for a walk down the beach at Long Bay. Honestly, we are just going for a short walk, but Georgia is preparing herself for a safari, and that takes some time. We snooped around at some of the new construction on the beach. These units are quite lovely. A common area and kitchen with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the beach and sea. 2 bedrooms, one on each side of the common area, complete with a full bath. A nice deck with amazing views and a splash pool just because. What are you doing in there? Those are some pretty spiffy blinds. After exploring the beachside units, we continued our walk down the beach. It's a soft sand, and that always feels good. This is as far as we got. We turned around and went back. Stand in it, honey. Yes. After lunch, and our walk on the beach, and snooping around the new beachfront units, we made our way back to the boat. The chase boat going out to assist someone. It is our last morning on Cabo, and we are now on the ferry heading to St. Thomas. Georgia and I enjoy our time aboard Cabo. We loved having our family and friends aboard for island hopping excursions, going on adventures, and visiting. Frankly, being on the water away from the dock is an amazing experience. Everyone should have this opportunity. While I love the 450S more than any boat I've ever been on, having Cabo in a charter fleet was not a good fit for me. So during this trip, we listed Cabo for sale. In addition, the bottom fell out of the charter market, and they were chartering the boats with excessive discounts. While the charter company continued to make money, the reduced charter revenue was insufficient to cover the charter and maintenance costs. In other words, while Conch was making money from the charter guests and us, I was subsidizing most of the charters. As I am editing the footage from last November, Cabo has been sold and has a new owner. They are getting an amazing deal. They just don't really know it yet. It's a great boat, and Georgia and I did a ton of work to get her shipshape, and she is ready for cruising, even a circumnavigation. Anyway, we have taken our last journey on Cabo. Farewell.